Coming up on Double Take Sports Talk, we will update you with headlines and news, matchups to start off the week in the NBA. That is next. All right, this is it. Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Thank you for tuning in. Darrell, on the opposite side, say hello to Darren. Watch everybody.
Hello, welcome to the show. We're here.
We're here. All right, man. You doing good, man? How you feeling?
Doing good, man.
Okay, man. We got some things that we need to cover here this week in the NBA. Man, you ready to rock this one?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll take a look at the final scores and stats from the previous night. Darren, the floor is yours.
Okay. Good day to everybody once again. We actually only have one night of game to look at, last night's game. So we will start with the final scores and key stats for Wednesday, April 14, 2017. There was a total of 14 games. We will start with game one, the Detroit Pistons and Orlando Magic. The Magic wins this game 113 to 109. Game two, the Toronto Raptors Cleveland Cavaliers. Toronto wins this game 98 to 83. The Cavs finished second in the Eastern Conference. Game three, Milwaukee Bucks Boston Celtics. Celtics wins this game 112 to 94. The Boston Celtics clinched the top seed in the East. We'll get briefly into that in a moment. Game four, Philadelphia 76ers, New York Knicks. Knicks wins this game in a close one, 114 to 113. Game five, the Washington Wizards, the Miami Heat. Heat wins this game 110 to 102. With this win, they did not make the playoffs. Game six, the Brooklyn Nets, Chicago Bulls. The Bulls wins this game 112 to 73. The Chicago Bulls, with this win, snagged the last playoff spot, 8th seed. Game seven, Dallas Mavericks, Memphis Grizzlies. The Dallas Mavericks wins this game 100 to 93. Game eight, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Houston Rockets. The Rockets wins this game 123 to 118. James Harden get his 22nd season triple-double with 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists. Game nine, Denver Nuggets, Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder wins this game. The Nuggets wins this game 111 to 105. Nikola Jokic, 29 points, 16 rebounds, and 8 assists. Game 10, the Atlanta Hawks and the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers wins this game 104 to 86. The Indiana Pacers clinched the 7th seed when it looked like they weren't even going nowhere. Congratulations to the Pacers. We will get to this game in just a moment. Game 11, the San Antonio Spurs, Utah Jazz. The Jazz wins this game 101 to 97. Game 12, Sacramento Kings, Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers wins this game 115 to 95. The Clippers get home court in the first round. Game 13, the Los Angeles Lakers, Golden State Warriors. The Warriors wins this game 109 to 94. Kevin Durant, 29 points. Game 14 and the last game of the night, the New Orleans Pelicans and the Portland Trail Blazers. The Pelicans wins this game in a close one, 103 to 100. These are your final scores and key stats for April 12th, 2017.
Okay. There it is, Darren. You got it. Round on the numbers. Final scores and stats from the April 12th games, the final regular season of the game, of the year, I should say. We're going to go ahead and switch gears real quick. We're going to take a quick look at the final game between the Pacers and the Hawks, game number 82. They did win this game. Me and Darren did predict that they was going to win this game. So we're going to go ahead and take a brief look at the stats and how they won this game. Darren, go right ahead with this one.
Here we go. So let's take a look at this real quick. Let's take a look and see what they did do to win this game. First off, although Dwight Howard did not play in this game, Indiana grabbed more rebounds in the rebounding game against the Atlanta Hawks. Pacers had 41 rebounds Atlanta had 37 now. Atlanta also led as many as, hang on one second, sorry about that. They led us by as many as 6. Don't play with me. Here we go. They led us by as many as 6. Pacers led as many as 18. So that the fact that the Pacers still put up a good fight means a lot, you know, going to this. Dwight Howard not playing, I don't know if that would have made a significant factor. 2K said that the Hawks was going to win this game, and I knew they weren't going to win the game either way. They might have would have had a closer chance with Dwight Howard playing, but then again, who knows? That was one of the keys to keeping the Atlanta Hawks off the boards, and the other part of their success to winning, and the keys that I mentioned from the last game, passing the ball for higher percentage shots. Here we go again. The Pacers had 21 assists with their 48% shooting, 42% shooting from the three-point line. I'm telling you, their playmakers are really getting the job done on the offensive end, which is fueling their defensive efforts on that end, and which speaks of their defensive efforts. They caused havoc on defense with 5 steals, 7 blocks, real paint presence on Atlanta's 18 turnovers in this game. Tim Hardaway Jr. did not play in this game. Neither did Dwight Howard. Did that make a significant factor? It did not, because Atlanta did lead. They did have not a cushion, but they led. It wasn't an excuse for them to let the game go. So I look at this, and it was really a fair game, although Atlanta had nothing to lose. I just thought that Atlanta would have came to play just simply because Pacers, I'm not even going to lie, they're hotter than I thought they would, ever be. Yeah. Since Lance Stevenson has came back to the team. And again, he is the spark of the fuel for the Pacers to come back and be not only in the playoff hunt, but actually be in it. And now going to be facing the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round. So this is going to be a very interesting scenario coming up here. But congratulations to the Pacers. They kept it tough. Larry Bird at the end actually came through and signed Lance Stevenson, and here they are in the playoffs, and we are going to actually be able to cover them in the playoff run. So congratulations to the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, very well for them. Yeah, that was very good of them. All right, that was what the Pacers did to win this game. So there you have it. All right. Of course, we still stay with the Pacers. We speak of the Pacers. Like I said, Darren mentioned it. Congratulations to the Indiana Pacers. They're winning and getting that 7th spot in the playoffs, even though we said they weren't going to get it, but because due to them struggling. But Lance Stevenson did put a big impact on that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at our preview analysis predictions portions of this podcast. Game 1 of the first round. The Pacers at Cleveland. 3 o'clock tip-off at Quicken Arena. Last time these two teams met, of course, April 2nd, 2017. The memorable, well, I'm not going to say it's memorable. Everybody else says it's memorable, but I don't call it memorable. It is a double overtime thriller, and the Cavaliers have pulled out a 5-point win. With that, let's see. I'm trying to have my stats up here. They got my stats. Okay. Paul George.
I thought I was the only one with that problem. Man. I thought I was the only one with that problem. Sitting here trying to figure out why my stats wasn't coming up.
It's not coming. It's not coming. Oh my goodness, this is hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, let's see. Paul George had finished with 43 points, and he has scored 19 of those in the overtime period, combination of both overtimes. This is interesting to note right here. Paul George was a team high plus 17 while on the floor during that game, Sunday, April 2nd. That's pretty interesting.
It is.
Because I feel that if Paul George was the reason why that team high of plus 17 while he was on the floor Sunday, why you couldn't, establish yourself during that time during these losses?
I hate to say this to you. I hate to say it to you. Lance Stevenson.
Thank you. I was just going to say, thank you, Lance Stevenson. Yes.
Yeah.
Lance Stevenson. That's the deal. I'm sorry, it is. That's just the big deal.
Yep.
As a team, the Pacers made 16 of 41 3-pointers, and the Cavaliers had made 18 of their 43. And the Pacers only, okay. Let me put it like this. The Pacers committed 11 turnovers in the loss. And you still lose by 5. Even though that the Pacers gave it their all, 11 turnovers is still not going to win you the game.
Nope.
It also depends on how many turnovers Cleveland had too. But I ain't finna dwell on that either. All right. That was the last time those two met. Before I go anywhere else, this is going to be on broadcast on ABC. And the radio is going to be 107.5 FM and AM 1070, The Fan. All right. Couple things to note real quick also before I jump into the injury reports and the projected starters for the game. The Pacers and the Cavaliers had met once before in the playoffs. And, of course, that was the first round. And, of course, the Pacers winning 3-1 in the first round of the 1998 playoffs. That was the last time they met in the playoffs.
It's been that long ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been almost 20 years.
Larry Bird was coaching.
Mm-hmm. And he's coaching now, so it don't make a difference.
Word. Yeah.
It don't make a difference.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Cavaliers started the season 41-17, and since has gone 10-14. Keep that in mind as we move forward into this series in the playoffs, because that's bound to change. In its 3 wins over the Pacers, Cleveland has averaged 127 points. And their one loss, the Cavs were held to 93 points. And the Pacers are 1-3 against Cleveland this season, which that could change too. Thank you. But in the meantime, injuries to report. It was funny because I'm going to see Jeff Teague on here. It might not have been a big deal. He did sprain his ankle during the season finale. So I'm thinking he might be good to go. So I'm just going to throw that out there just in case anybody wanted to know about that. He did sprain his ankle pretty nastily. Glenn Robinson III, he is out with a sore left calf. Al Jefferson, of course, is questionable with a sprained left ankle. For the Cavs, Kay Fettler, he is questionable with a left ankle sprain. Projected starters for the game. For the Cavs, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith is the 1 and 2. LeBron James is your 3. Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson is your 4 and 5. For the Pacers, you got Jeff Teague and Monte Ellis is your 1 and 2. Paul George is your 3. Thaddeus Young and Miles Turner is your 4 and 5. Yeah. So, yeah, keeping that in mind, I'm still tripping about Jeff Teague. So, yeah, just keep an eye out for that. That was always projected. So just keep that in mind as we move forward to the games. Okay. that portion's done. We're going to take a look at the analysis portion of this matchup between the Pacers and the Cavaliers. Darren, my man, it's your floor.
Okay, so here we go with the whole analysis thing. This is a brand new season, so they erased all season stats, and now it is 0 for everything for the playoffs until game 1 of each series has been completed. So best educated guess in the analysis portion of this. Keys to victory for the Indiana Pacers game 1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Here's what they need to do in order to win this game. And now I am going to base this off the preseason, based off the last game that they played in the season. And I believe it was April 2nd. Correct. Okay. Here's what they need to do in order to win this game. Take these winning streaks, matchups that they have done, and they need to continue to distribute the ball as a team for higher percentage looks. The Pacers' percentages have went up in their last few games because of them shooting the ball well, maybe not the three-point percentage, but field goal percentage has definitely went up because they have shot fairly well or at average to what they are as a team. So continue to get your playmakers involved, Lance Stevenson and Jeff Teague. Continue to get these two gentlemen into the game, into passing the ball and causing havoc on defense is the main thing. The second thing that they're going to need to do, they need to slow down this entire Cleveland Cavalier team. They feed off of each other. So the way to be able to disrupt that is to continue to cause your havoc on defense. You need to continue to get in there and get these steals, get these rim protector points taken away from Cleveland. You need to take away. You hit some, but they can't hit all of them as long as defense is being played. You need to be able to slow them down and just get them completely out of sync. I've had this plenty enough times with my computer to where syncing is very off track most of the time. So if my computer can do it, so can the Pacers with Cleveland.
Stop it.
I'm just saying. And the third thing that they need to do in order to win this game today is do not allow second chance points for Cleveland without the Pacers responding. The Pacers have to respond off their second chance points. If Cleveland comes in and score their second chance points, the Pacers definitely have to come back on that end and score. They have to. Because if they don't score off of that, it's a possibility that they can stretch this game out. So they don't want to give Cleveland second chance points off of offensive rebounds. You want to be able to get them off the boards to continue to struggle without having to light a fire real quickly based off of because nobody don't want to box out. So keep them from getting second chance points. And then the fourth and the last thing that they need to do, which is really a mental tactic for them to win this game, do not be afraid to battle. Do not be afraid to battle this team. Go in there and play your game like how you've always been playing it these last few games. The way you have won the game, continue to do that. Do not let this team intimidate you just because they're at home. Y'all almost beat them the last time they was at home. I'm sure they could steal one on the road without a shadow of a doubt. Do not be afraid to intimidate this team. Do not be afraid to intimidate them. They do that, they got a shot in this series.
Word. I agree. I definitely agree with that. And touching up on what you said about getting them off track and not syncing very well, as I mentioned in the preview, just keeping in mind that the Cavaliers have started the season now 41-17, but they have gone 10-14 since. That's the kind of basketball that you need to play if you're the Pacers, if you want to actually get this team off sync. 10-14 basketball is not good.
No, it's not.
That is not good for them to actually get wins like that. And as you also mentioned about them getting, they feed off each other. I also mentioned this in the preview. The 3 wins that they had, Cleveland had averaged 127 points a game at the time. And the only loss that they had, they were held under 93.
Mm-hmm.
Keep them all sync.
Yep, keep them all sync.
Keep them all sync.
Simple,
So, yeah.
plain and simple.
Yes, you mentioned that. So, yes, I had to back up those theories. So, yes, that's something that they need to actually keep it in mind as game one comes close. And that's what the Pacers do need to do. So, yes, that is good work there based off your educated mindset of guesses on what the Pacers need to do. And, yes, sometimes things actually do carry over to the season. So, to the playoffs, excuse me, I should say. So, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, 3 o'clock tip-off at Quicken Loans Arena. Pacers at Cavaliers, game one of the NBA first-round playoffs. So, based off of Darrell's educated guesses and everything of all sorts, Darrell, who do you have in this matchup?
Taking another risk. I'm taking game one to the Pacers. They're going to steal this game on the road.
I agree.
I believe they're going to steal this game on the road.
Word. I agree. So, just off the record, still on the podcast, but off the record, do you believe that the Pacers could win this series?
I don't think so. I don't know.
It's tough to call because of the inconsistency both teams have.
Well, the thing is, I'm not even concerned with the inconsistency. It's more of how the officiating is going to go throughout this series. That's going to be my concern.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's true, too. But the only way the inconsistency also leads to officiating. That's why things doesn't work out the way they did. You know, there's a lot of things you can look back on and the reason why that some teams are inconsistent. Like, for example, with the Pacers and the Heat back in the playoffs of 2014 of the Eastern Conference Finals, the year that when LeBron James was with the Heat and he had picked up quick fouls, he had got into quick foul trouble, and the inconsistency just blew off for the team itself because they wasn't in their transactions of rotations. And that's what I mean by the inconsistency also. It can also help by officiating.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's why I said that because of that reason alone. Mm-hmm. So it could be game one, you know what I'm saying, Paul George could get 50 points on the road and still a win, but then game two, he could only finish with 4 points shooting 2 for 19 shooting, getting into foul trouble.
So who do you have in this game today? I mean, Sunday.
I'm with you.
I'm sorry, Saturday.
I got you. The Pacers. I agree with you. The Pacers.
Cool.
I think they're going to steal this. I think they're going to steal one on the road. They're going to steal one on the road, and everything's just going to shoot off from there because it kind of reminds me of the Pacers and the Raptors from 2013.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They stole one on the road. So,
yep.
Yeah. All right. Them are your preview, predictions, and analysis portion for the Pacers and Cavaliers game one of the NBA playoffs. Okay. All right, now time for the preview of Cubs and Cardinals' respective matchups. Darren, it's your four.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at the 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs, Pittsburgh Steelers down in Chicago, and then we'll take a look at the St. Louis and the New York Yankees series in New York. Let's start with the Chicago Cubs preview. 3 things to note. Well, wait, let's back up first. Let's take a look at the starting pitchers for game one of the Chicago Cubs, Pittsburgh is it the Pirates? Thank you. Pittsburgh Pirates. Thank you, Brian. Thank you very much. The Pittsburgh Pirates. Game one, Garrett Cole and Kyle Hendricks will be starting pitchers. The 3-6 Pittsburgh Pirates against the 6-3 Chicago Cubs. Garrett Cole, he gave up 3 runs in 8 innings in Atlanta. Well, versus Atlanta. and including 2 home runs over 6 innings in the second start of his season. Garrett Cole do have his way with pitching at Wrigley Field, where he is 6-1 with a 2.20 ERA in 7 starts. So that's kind of scary for the Chicago Cubs going into this game at Wrigley Field. Going up against Kyle Hendricks, he is 1-0. Oh, and just to note that Garrett Cole is 0-1 in starts. Kyle Hendricks 1-0 with a 6.00 ERA and 6 strikeouts. Garrett Cole 6.55 ERA, 6 strikeouts also. Kyle Hendricks looked like he'd been off an injury. He's trying to get back into routine with the Chicago Cubs. His first start of the season came off a long layoff. Never did find his groove. He posted a 9-2 record with a 1.32 ERA in 15 games last year. So this is his, I believe this would be his second start going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's take a look at the things to know for this game 1 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. 3 things to note. Addison Russell has hit safely in 7 of his first 9 games with the Cubs this season. According to StatCast of Major League Baseball, his 92.2 mile-per-hour average exit velocity ranks in 13th in the Major League Baseball. Based on his first 30 balls he has hit into play this year. That average, along with his distance of 195.24 feet, his gen velocity of 3.86 miles at his launch angle, golly, with 23.85 and a height of 63.03 feet are all above Major League Baseball averages. The Pirates will be working on back-to-back travel days after traveling to Boston for a 1-game makeup on Thursday afternoon. Pittsburgh got into Boston around 1 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday following their Wednesday loss to the Cincinnati Reds, as they were scheduled to depart from Chicago immediately following their game. And in the second start of the season, Garrett Cole found his slider working much more to his liking than his first outing. Cole used the pitch 29.9% of the time in the Pirates' 6-5 win over Atlanta, compared to just the 7.9% of the time that he used it in the 5-3 loss to Boston. Them are your things to know for the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Game 1 in Wrigley Field. Game time 2:20 Eastern time. And just to note for the rest of the series, game 2. Pittsburgh and Chicago, starting pitcher Tyler Glasnow with a 27 ERA and 1 strikeout. He is 0-1 in his record versus Jake Ureta. He is 2-0 with a 2.8 ERA and 16 strikeouts. And in game 3, starting pitching rotation, James Tallien for Pittsburgh, 1.38 ERA and 10 strikeouts. He is 0-0. And going up against John Lester, he is also 0-0 with a 1.64 ERA and 14 strikeouts. That is the Chicago Cubs preview against the Pittsburgh Pirates, all at Wrigley Field, of course. And for the Cardinals and Yankees, we have Michael Wichita going up against Montreal Tonka. Now, I may have mispronounced that, and I apologize about that. Michael Wichita, he is 1-0 with a 1.50 ERA and 6 strikeouts. Wichita threw 83 pitches while allowing 1 run in 8 innings in his season debut. He has a strong first impression for a pitcher who has battled shoulder issues over the past 3 seasons. His fastball changeup mix has been especially effective. So bearing that in mind for the St. Louis Cardinals going up against the Yankees. Yankees are a little bit more of a tougher team. The St. Louis Cardinals is 3-6 going up against the 5-4 New York Yankees. That's very interesting. I thought they would have been doing a lot better than that. Tonka has been disappointed by his performance thus far after surrendering a career high of 7 earned runs in just 2 2/3 inning on opening day versus the Rays. The O's touched him for 3 runs over the 5. Tonka walked 4 and hit 2 batters in that start. He is 0-1 in his start with 11.74 ERA and 8 strikeouts. And so the things to know about this game. Mike Matheny is still undecided on the Cardinals' designated hitter plans for this series in New York. This could give the Cards an opportunity to get Matt Adams in the lineup without downgrading the team's defensive alignment. Yadier Molina is expected to be back behind the plate for St. Louis on Friday after 2 days off. Yankee Stadium would be the 34th ballpark that Molina has played since making his major league debut in 2004. Chase Headley is swinging the bat well for New York. The third baseman's 11 hits in his first 8 games matched for a total of his first 23 games of 2016, where he was 11 for 73, and that's .151 average. That's the preview to look at for the St. Louis Cardinals and the New York Yankees. Game 1, 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. Will first pitch at Yankee Stadium. And just to note, for games 2 and 3 for St. Louis and the Yankees, Michael Wacha. Sorry, that's game 1. Game 2, Carlos Martinez, 0-1 in his start with a 3.65 ERA and 13 strikeouts, going up against the old man, CC Sabathia, with a 1-0 record, 1.64 ERA and 5 strikeouts. And game 3, Adam Wainwright, 0-2, 7.00 ERA and 9 strikeouts, going up against Michael Pittner of 1-1 record, 3.97 ERA and 17 strikeouts. Them are the preview for the New York Yankees and the St. Louis Cardinals in Yankee Stadium.
38 years old. What do you think about that?
Oh, wow. Oops.
CC Sabathia, 38 years old.
I apologize about that. Man. It's
what,
just
that
he
was in his 40s?
Yes, I did. I thought he was in his 40s.
Jesus Christ.
He's close, but he's not there yet. But yeah, my apologies on that behalf for doing that. But yeah, that's the preview for the games for the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. That being said, Darrell, who do you have in the series?
For the Cubs and the Pirates, that's going to be tough. But I think the Cubs can actually pull the series off 2-1.
Okay.
And for the Yankees and Cardinals, I hate to do this, but I think the Yankees could pull this one off 2-1.
Okay. I agree with you with the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. I believe that the Cubs will win this series 2-1, but I believe that the Cubs is going to drop this first game. And they're going to win the next 2 games like how they normally would do in rotation. But as for the St. Louis Cardinals, I'm going to have to go reverse with you. The Cardinals is going to pull this series out. They're going to win this game, but they're going to drop game 2. And then they're going to come back and win game 3. That's how I see it. Cardinals going to win this series 2-1.
Yeah,
The way the Yankees pitching rotation is looking is not looking good, except for CC Sabathia, and I think that's the only win they're going to get out of him. Other than that, I don't see the other 2 pitchers contributing to anything. So the only way they could be able to save their hinds is they got a good pitching rotation. So I got the Cardinals to go ahead and go this series 2-1, but they're going to split it in wins. Game 1 and 3 should belong to the Cardinals, and game 2 will belong to the Yankees.
I think the only way that the Cardinals could win this game is if Yankees win into the bullpen early, because they have a strong bullpen.
Yeah.
So
that's
how I see that.
We'll see. That's the preview analysis and predictions for the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs.
All right. It's time to take a look at the headlines from the NBA, NFL, MLB, sports world. I'm just going to come bluntly out with this one. I don't really see too much here for the MLB, except that I didn't know that the Braves had a new stadium being built.
Yes, they do.
And their park is ready.
Park is what?
Their park is ready now. SunTrust Park.
Oh, okay. It's ready. Okay.
It's ready to rock and roll. That's all I really have over that. Oh, besides New York Mets guy, I keep forgetting his name. I think it's Jonas Appendis. I think it is. If I got that wrong, I definitely apologize for that. He is putting on home run monsters and 6 total home runs this season. So
that's not bad.
I think he's going to. He's doing real good. But at the end of this, it's just all just going to wear down on him. So it's going to be too much pressure on their behalf. That's all I got for the MLB portion of this. For the NBA, real quickly, I'm just going to touch up on the matchups of the East and the West. The Celtics and the Bulls going to battle it out. Of course, we did previews for the Cavaliers and Pacers. They're going to battle it out. Raptors and Bucks, Wizards and Hawks. For the West, you got the Warriors and the Trailblazers. 6? Nah. Spurs and the Grizzlies. That's the scary one. Rockets and Thunder, and Clippers and Jazz. Them are the playoff matchups for the East and the West. In the meantime, the Grizzlies' Tony Allen, he is out indefinitely with a calf strain, so he may not come back at all. But we'll see. The Orlando Magic has fired GM Hennigan and named Lloyd as interim GM. The NBA sets attendance records in 2016-2017 season. Yes, that's all I got for the NBA. And switching on over real quickly to the NFL side of this. Firstly, I just want to throw out there that Steelers owner, CEO, chairman, Dan Rooney died, I believe it was yesterday, right?
Yes.
Yesterday at the age of 84. So our thoughts and prayers go out to his family at this difficult time.
And the top Steelers story organization.
Yep, and the Steelers organization, of course. Top story of the day. Dean Blandino, NFL Vice President of Officiating, is resigning to take a network TV job. And the one other thing that I have is, two other things. The Seahawks and Raiders are expected to work out a trade for Marshawn Lynch. He has started the reinstating papers, and they are looking to trade him or either trade him to the Raiders. So we'll see how we keep this up. We'll keep an eye out on that. Just follow us on the social media side for that, Twitter and Facebook. And lastly but not least, Titans are cutting quarterback McCourty after 8 seasons. I think it's Devin McCourty's brother. I forgot his name that quick. They're cutting him after 8 seasons.
Is it Dexter?
No, not Dexter.
It starts with a D. Close. It starts with a D.
Yeah, it starts with a D. I think it's not. No, it's Jason McCourty. The other brother is Devin McCourty.
Devin, that's what I was thinking about. Okay.
Yeah, he plays for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Oh, the twins. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I wasn't even paying attention.
I didn't know it either.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that.
Yep, and they're both 29.
Well, of course.
I'm not talking about us, man.
That's what I'm saying. Of course. Of course, they will both be 29. One will be 30 and the other one will be 29.
Well, unless they was born December 1st or January 1st. But it still wouldn't make a difference. That's all I got from the sports world, NBA, NFL, and MLB.
You should be muted for the rest of this podcast. You should be muted.
Whatever, man. Whatever. All right, there. Got final thoughts? You got anything for us?
Just one thing I just got to say. The Boston Celtics, I am amazed at them. Brad Stevens, how he came in and changed the organization so quickly, got the top seed in the East. Congratulations to the Boston Celtics. You know, Danny Ainge for making the right decision to get Brad Stevens, and Brad Stevens making that decision to go to Boston and let Brad Stevens build that team to his style of playing. Larry Bird, Phil Jackson, take good notes. That's my final thoughts.
Word. It also being said that that the Cavaliers kind of did that on purpose to prevent playing the Bulls.
That was Charles Barkley.
Well, Charles Barkley can take one and shove it, but
Charles Barkley don't know a whole lot about winning anyway, but that's the point.
Exactly. If you
have
to go to a winning team.
Yeah, that's my final thoughts.
All right, I got something real quick for us. The Pittsburgh Pirates, AAA affiliator, and our local team, the Indianapolis Indians, they are 3-5 on the year so far.
They need to win a championship. I'm just gonna be real.
Yeah, I mean, 2006 was the best one they had, and I hope and wish that they go back into that former style of winning.
Yeah.
But all of the talent that went to Pittsburgh or got traded to another team. Because we had all the good players until, McCutcheon, he done went up to Pittsburgh. And then there was, I think, like 4 or 5 other guys. They done went up to either Pittsburgh and they got traded off to another team. So, we're in a tough, tight battle. 3rd place in the IL West. So, yeah. That's second to last. So that is it for me. Darren, if you don't have nothing else, we can get up on out of here.
No, I do not.
All right. Here we go. Let's get up on out of here. That ends another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, get a video a thumbs up. How do you feel about today's show? Just comment on the comment section below. But, of course, as usual, we're here. Never denied that. But until then, I'm Darrell. Darren's on the opposite side.
You got it.
All right, thanks again for watching the show. But catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao. Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. As many of you know, me and Darren enjoy talking sports and giving out stats, but we also enjoy entertaining while doing it. So with that being said, you can check us out on the social media side and get more involved in our podcast. We're on Twitter at DTST2414, or you like us on Facebook, Double Take Sports Talk page at The Watch Brothers. We're also on YouTube. Like, share, do what you got to do with that. Once again, we don't mind. Also, we are finally back on the podcast app for audio-only purposes for those who enjoy audio-only of our podcast. We're also on the blog, feature critical thinking and analysis, and you can check that out at doubletakesportstalk.blogspot.com. Thanks again.
didn't see our matchups. What were they?
I have no idea. I didn't see him either.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I didn't see him. I didn't even know we had started.
You good?
Yeah.
Reaching foul. How?
Good question. And one. Get that out of here, dude. Sure is. Way too much. Got the frozen zone. Thank you. Just got real, pimp. And one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that could have been a whole nother 4-point play. Oh, my bad, James. My bad. My bad. My bad. Of course.
Oh, he's a sharpshooter, so.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah. All that for nothing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you. My bad.
Oh.
Take all day to do that dunk. Pick your popper. All day long. Oops.
Oh,
That was on me. Yeah, I tipped it. No, I tipped it.
okay.
Yeah, I tipped him. My goodness.
Come on now.
My goodness.
Come on now.
My goodness. You ain't doing it.
Thought that was on him. I was like, damn, we do a charge?
I ain't got the charge card yet. I should be working on it, but oh, good shot.
Damn. I didn't know that was a 3. I
Me
thought it was a
either.
9.
Me too. Man.
Damn, sorry, son.
Your word. All three of us got the ring fire. My bad.
Good.
Thank you. I would throw it down there, Darrell. I'm just not ready for that.
6 on the board. Damn. Oh. Don't you hate that when you 8 feet out and you miss like that?
Yeah, it's not exactly the greatest glamorous pleasure in the world. Good shot.
I couldn't get around.
It's all good.
Could not get around.
It's all good. Next basket win. Well, this basket wins it. Oh my goodness. It's all good. My goodness! My damn!
Fuck around, give me a heart attack.
Hate that shit!
Oh. I'm kicking my dude. Fuck.
Damn, they got it. Oh my.
Oh.
They definitely didn't want that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little nerve wracking.
Hard fought, good game.
Yeah.
33 tokens. Damn, we could be out here for a while.
Word. If that's the case, then we gonna be out here for the rest of those 2 hours.